I've been riding on a daydream. So let's see if we can pick this up as far as on a steady pace now. Marcus and Michelle and Connor from Mark's Adventures, they pulled out. And then Herbie from Red Jaguar Travels. And Mary, right. They pulled out after that, and then we just took our time. But we're out of here now. We're supposed to be out at 11, and I don't know what time it is.
10:30.
Is it 10:30?
Yep.
Oh, so what perfect timing. And we did not rush.
Nope.
At all. So
today we are heading to our first Thousand Trails campground.
Yes. It's called Twin Lakes in something. I don't know how to pronounce it. Like
North Carolina.
Chocowinty, North Carolina, or something like that. So we'll see what that's like. It was nice. I mean, it's free. And it's kind of on the way, and it's only about 4 hours away. So we're going to take our good old time getting there, like we're going to do then the next day after that. And another Thousand Trails Park, hopefully. But yeah, we're on our way. And this place, I'll tell you right now, for all you guys that say, hey, I don't like crowded parks. I don't like whenever you're on top of each other. I don't like the noisy parks. Then don't come here. You're on top of each other. If you have friends and you're going to gather and get together, there's nothing wrong with this park. If you're going to do the beach every day, there's nothing wrong with this park. If you're going to use this as your base camp to go explore all of Myrtle Beach and all the tourist traps that we've done over the years, then this park is fine. There's nothing wrong with this park. But if you're here to try to camp and enjoy yourself, forget it. There's lots of dogs barking, even though they're not supposed to be. There's fireworks, and I'm not talking small fireworks. I'm talking huge fireworks that are going off every night at the beach that just rattle the windows. And anyways, Jay, Hetty, and his wife Pat, they are still here. I think they're leaving tomorrow. And Jay and Pat, really nice to meet you. Jay and Pat brought us over a real nice bottle of whiskey, which we'll talk about that at a later time whenever we have a chance to take a little sip of it. But yeah, it was a good time because we had people here we wanted to be around and hang out with. As far as the whole COVID thing, we went to Boardwalk on the Beach. We've gone there many years, many times, and that place is like a ghost town.
And we didn't even visit any stores.
Yeah.
We just did a big loop and left. It was a nice walk, though.
Yeah, we just to see it.
Under different circumstances with this COVID stuff really kind of ruined. Yeah, you can't go do the normal touristy things. Yeah.
I mean, you can. Everything's open. It's just, I don't know.
Want to?
Yeah, nobody's, I should say nobody's wearing masks. It was 50-50 there. So, I mean, that's the thing. That's something that you have to be kind of thinking about whenever you're going out and about during COVID here. So, all right, we're on our way. Like I said, we'll update you whenever we get there. And I don't think the drive's going to be very exciting, but never know. So, let's start it on, hopefully this is like a new day. Maybe I've already done and updated the other video probably was voiceover, and I'm not sure how I'm putting it together, but we wanted to make it more enjoyable for everybody that we were around and not be shooting video all the time. But I still got footage for you guys. So let's get going. As far as towing, I haven't been talking about towing very much. We're in South Carolina, actually North Carolina now. We crossed over. And this is a very smooth, relatively flat road. I mean, there is rises in the road, but no real hills, just like gradual rises, gradual decreases. The gas mileage is for the entire trip, including me driving to Walmart a bunch of times and getting out in traffic with my foot to the floor and all kinds of stuff. So the gas mileage still isn't the greatest, that's for sure. But I bet we could do better than that if I took a little bit easier and I reset it for just towing, especially in, like I say, roads like this. They're just kind of flat, gradual, nothing crazy. So as far as towing, this is one of the things that I was really considering, and that is I'm at 60 miles an hour at 1500 RPMs, and I never go into 10th. This just hardly ever kicks up in the 10th gear. I think that has to do with the fact it has 373 gears if I would have had 430s, I think this would have been in 10th, because I know that if I speed it up a little bit and get my RPMs closer to 2100, when I get on this stretch of road at, let's say, 70, it jumps up into 10th, and it wants to hold 10th for the most part. Every once in a while it kicks down, but I think that has a lot to do with the gears. So as I originally thought way back when I bought the 2019, I wanted 430 gears. I kind of see why I would still want 430 gears, because it would put me in 10th, even though they're numerically higher gears, lower gear ratio. It would put me up into another overdrive. Just a thought. You guys can ponder on that, think about that. But as far as the gas mileage, again, not the way I drive. You guys can't really. I'm not trying to hyper mile it. The fact that we're also not even close to 10,000 miles. That's not really going to give us a good indication either. I mean, I haven't done even an oil change or anything. So I would think that we would have some point. I'm going to be able to get on a road, really give you a good idea of what this thing can do in gas mileage. But it's not bad. It's not horrible. We're running premium gas. So just give you an idea. Like I said, now I can manually put it in 10th. Heidi asked me about that.
Police reported ahead.
I can manually put it in 10th, and it'll do okay. But you can see here I'm at 55 miles an hour because the speed zone changed. Got the cruise control set, and we're running about 1,500 RPMs. It's real close to, likes 1,500 RPMs for the most part. So a little bit more of a cruiser speed, a lobbing cruiser speed than what the 6.2 was. And I found that, which I don't necessarily do all the time, as long as you don't put it to the floor and let it start shifting, it seems to accelerate just fine without having it buried. Now, if you bury it, it will run the gears out and it will shift just fine. It'll get you going very quickly. But if you want a nice in-between there, just part throttle accelerations and allow the shifts to happen. Don't run them out. There's plenty of gears, and this thing likes to stay low and just run through those gears. Again, if you had a 430 gear set, that would probably help out things. But I'm happy with the 373s. Everything so far is great. All right, let's continue on this beautiful day.
It's 8. PO8.
POS.
Yeah.
There's food there. Shrimp basket. I've seen that. Oh, I'm just closing up. What?
Holy shit, good luck with that.
Okay, where's number 08?
Oh, no.
She said 2, 4, 6, Bon Jovi.
Yeah, but where's the numbers at?
That's a good one.
It says
P8.
Okay, good luck with that.
Are you serious? That's P08? Is that what you see? Yeah, P6. All right, let's make it happen, Captain. So basically, these campsites are tight, really, really tight. One of the neighbors come over and said that the best thing to do is go all the way around and drive through, which I don't know how that works if that spot's taken, that's kind of goofy. I could have made it. It's just going to take me a bunch of bites. I would have had to take little bites, tons and tons of little bites. So he said I can drive all the way through. So I'm gonna listen to him. That's not what they told me at the camp place, but that's what I'm gonna end up doing.
not going to hit anything.
So here we are at Twin Lakes, and this is in North Carolina. It's eastern North Carolina, and I think it's called Chocowinty. I don't know. Chocowinty? Is there an H in there, Heidi? Chocowinty, yeah. So I guess they're going to have a fishing tournament tomorrow, and Heidi decides she's going to go swimming.
We don't know that.
Yeah, kidding. But we're just here for the night, but I thought I'd show you guys the park. Well, it's Friday, so it's very busy. There's a lot of people here. There's also a lot of kids here.
It looks like there's a lot
And there's a lot of masks being worn. Wait a minute. I have not seen a single mask worn by anybody anywhere. So
They didn't really tell us we had to wear masks outside.
yeah, that's true. We are outside. But the guy that served us our food didn't have any mask.
Well, whenever they can get away with that for whatever reason.
Yeah. So I thought I'd give you guys an update. We checked in. The site was extremely tight. The neighbor came over. These people are very polite down here. The neighbor came over and said, "Hey, don't back in there." He says, "Go all the way around and just drive all the way through both sites." There was an empty site behind us.
It was going to be a nightmare.
It was a nightmare. I had it kind of tight, and I was getting it there, but little by little. So, and yeah, and if I made a mistake, I was either going to hit a power source for the park, which was already struck so many times it didn't have its cover on it. It was gone.
What was that other thing I was holding
I don't
back?
know. Something else.
It had been hit a few times.
And also, what was the next thing? Oh, or I was going to go into the water because we have water directly across from our site. Now, this is the site we're going to be in back like in November or something. When we head to Florida, we're going to be here for 3 days on our way down. I don't know.
Are we going to Florida?
Yeah, we're going to Florida unless they shut it down. So, just a quick one. Like I said, it's Twin Lakes. This is one of the lakes, and believe me, these boats don't have these engines because this is all the lake they travel in. It, of course, goes out.
You'll have to show it on the map when we get back.
Yeah, we'll have to do the map somehow. To the room. I don't know. Everybody's kind of respectful here. It's not crazy. Lots of campers. The sites are pretty average, but it's typical. This is what I consider typical campgrounds. Not bad though. I kind of like it. Everybody.
But we're spending 3 days here in November.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Because I'll come swimming.
No, you won't. I doubt it.
I won't.
We didn't even put our swimsuits on in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, right. Okay, so say bye to the camera, and then we'll pick this up tomorrow.
Bye.
Well, we departed. We left out of the campground. The campground was nice, but people are very nice there. Everybody's very friendly. I don't know, the overall view on that one, there was nothing wrong with it. A lot of dogs. There's lots of dogs there.
And dog poop.
Maybe. Yeah, so there was, you know, a lot of dogs. Lots of if you enjoy fishing, I guess that's the place to go. I don't know if you have to have a license. I'm assuming you do, but they had quite a bit of stuff going on there, that like a fishing tournament or something like that, and a lot of people fishing. But they had a food cart there. The guy said he'd be there the next day. The food was good.
It was very good.
They have some sort of a congregation center there where everybody can hang out, like a camp store or something also. But yeah, I enjoyed it. That'd be one that I wouldn't mind staying, you know, for a week or two. Which I guess our site that we came into, a lot of people do Thousand Trails there because the neighbor knew. He's not a Thousand Trails member. He's just a local that stays there. But he knew that it was, you know, 2 weeks. He goes, all these guys are in here, you know, 2 weeks at a time, and then they're, you know, gone. So the site that I had to get in was very tight. I don't know what I would have done if I would have had to back in. I'm sure I could eventually make it, but it was tight. It was a little bit of a tight turn. And then to get hooked up, the Pro Pride, you have to. It does some weird angles, but we were at extreme angles. The road was a raised road. We were backed down into the campsite. So the truck was the front tires were high, the back tires were low. The hitch was twisted slightly. I mean, it was tough, but we got it in there, and you know, you just got to work at it and pay attention. A lot of work with the jack and that, but I could see where people get confused and think that there's no way that you're going to be able to get hooked up all the time like you're supposed to. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, it was a real nice park. I wouldn't mind stopping back there.
Right. Which we thought that was where we're going the next time in November, but that's not it. We're going somewhere else. So where are we heading today? We're going to Gladys, Virginia, and another Thousand Trails. We found one flaw in the Thousand Trails reservation system. I'm sure there's plenty, but we found one so far. And it said that we could check in at 4 o'clock. 4 p.m. was the check-in time. And checkout time was 2 at the campground that we're going to. So last night we were rushing. We didn't prepare to get ready and go or anything like that, because we figured checkout time at that campground was 1, and it would work out perfect. It's about a 4-hour drive to the next one. We would just leave around noon and we'd get there. Well, Heidi did some double checking because we do an online check-in because of the whole COVID thing. They have online check-in now, and it said you can check in at 9 a.m. Well, I mean, shoot, we're not going to be there till 2:20, 2:30. Yeah, by the time we stop for gas and that, maybe even 3. So it kind of sucked. I wish they would have told us, or that, obviously there's a lack of communication there. So that's that. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully the drive's not that bad. It's definitely not high. There's a little bit of highway, but hardly at all. So we'll just enjoy the countryside that we're driving through, which some of these homes that we're passing are just beautiful old plantation homes and old farm homes. Some of them are abandoned, and I mean, there's like ivy growing up, all over them, and I don't know. It's just kind of cool.
Yeah, it's definitely some farmland out there.
Yeah, definitely farmland. So let us enjoy the farmland, and I don't know if there's much to view, but we'll stop and film something if something good comes up. Well, nothing really good came up, but you can see we're going into this wooded area and hilly area also, which you're going to find out here shortly. The campground seemed to be taken care of for the most part. Seemed pretty decent. The I don't know what you want to say. The the drive and everything is graveled real heavy, and unfortunately it's very, very, very dusty. So just be aware that the truck is getting hammered with all kinds of, I don't even know what to say. It's just powder. It was like a powder, but it was all over the place, and I wasn't driving very fast. Now, in hindsight, we should have taken this spot right here on the right hand side. Basically what they do is they tell you any site in the entire park. Well, actually, she marked off a couple of places and said any other site, and any site that has a black bag on the post, that was the other thing. You couldn't do that because there was an electrical problem or something to that effect. I'm not exactly sure what the deal was there, but we'll run across a few. So we were looking for a site that sloped, if anything, backwards, meaning to the rear of the RV when the RV was parked. And a lot of the sites that were available sloped the other way. Now, I don't have a real reason for that other than I feel comfortable backing into those a little bit more. I again, no specific reason, but this is hilly. I could see why they had so much gravel down, because if the gravel wasn't there and it rained, you would need a four-wheel drive for this place. I mean, there's, again, this is on a hill. All this stuff is hill. One of the guys told us at the other loop that we ended up staying that even though we didn't meet anybody in this loop at all or talk to anybody in this loop, he said, well, it's good that you didn't stay in the loop that we're currently driving through. And we asked why, was there a problem? And he said, well, pretty much all the people that are in this loop, as far as he was concerned, would probably drown if it rained because they got their noses so high in the air, which I thought was hilarious. I have no idea what his interaction was, but he figured this loop to be the snooty loop. So, like I said, we didn't have any problems with anybody. But you could see here, there's been some washout in the past. There's some ruts. There's some big, deep ruts off of the road, just off of the road where the water runs. And we're going up a hill. This is a pretty steep hill that takes you up into this campsite loop. So we just wanted to show you this. There's a Rockwood on the left there. I think it was a Signature Series. Just wanted to show you what the campground looked like overall, because when we finally got into our spot, I had to make some repair on the faucet. Again, this is the kind of stuff that people would turn to Facebook and just I pay good money and my water don't work. And anyways, you'll hear that a little bit later. I think I talk about it to some extent. But these are nice. All the sites were nice as far as they were good size. You weren't on top of each other. A lot of them were shaded. I don't know hardly any that were in the direct sunlight constantly. And again, the worst part was it was really dusty, but extremely quiet. There wasn't a lot of kids in this part of the area that even in our loop. So it looks like some sunbathers were there with some kids potentially, but we just didn't see a lot of kids or hear a lot of kids. We didn't hear hardly anything. The neighbor that was next to us, when we finally checked in, there's some kids right there. They were quiet. They were very, very quiet. But everybody was really polite. We enjoyed our time there. And, well, I think we'd stay again, except for the dust. Like I said, the dust was really a killer. The truck was filthy. So we'll go ahead and finish this ride through the park. And, yeah, if you don't want to watch the rest of the drive through the park, you don't care, just kind of fast forward. You see when we're parked, and maybe we'll talk about our site a little bit. I don't remember what we actually did. I think at that point we just picked it up when we were on the road again. But, all right, I'll let you enjoy this part.
Black bag.
Oh, stand. Black bag.
And this should be the back end of this place, like in the 50s, if I'm not mistaken.
on us, wasn't it?
Oh,
No, is this? No.
62.
Fitting it sideways. I parked that way. These rocks for.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah.
Another one. That's kind of tight.
Here's one.
Yeah, well.
Going the wrong way.
Going the wrong way. And then I don't know where to put the truck though.
No, not that one.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. Try to go up the one that we were at before.
Yeah.
I don't want to go all the way around again. No RVs allowed.
Oh yeah, that way. Don't look like you can.
Okay, so how do we get out of here?
Over that way, I think. Yeah.
Oh, they went down there. They pulled in there. They pulled in that spot.
Oh, you're gonna check out up here.
Oh, he's all going the wrong way.
No way.
It's going the wrong way, honey.
Yeah.
So it's just on the right hand side here.
Okay. Just don't look too good. Too promising.
Yeah, I think that could go on. I don't know. Especially since it's a road. They're black bags. Yeah. They're all black bagged. Son of a bitch. This one black bag? Yeah.
Yep.
start straightening it out. All right.
So here's an all too familiar sight. Us sitting on the camper couch here, but we are out, which is different.
We're not in our driveway.
Yeah, we're not in a driveway. We're in a driveway. So we're at the Lynchburg RV Resort. It's in technically Gladys, I think it is, Virginia. Initial takeaways. The park is definitely rustic as far as all your sites. If there's a level site here, I don't know about it. The truck, if you don't have a four-wheel drive, this place could be rough. I didn't have to put it in four-wheel drive, but I could just say that there could be conditions, wet, maybe muddy. They got a lot of gravel in here. But the truck, I mean, I drug that rock guard constantly through here, and I was doing like 1 mile an hour. And I had the weight distribution bars cranked all the way up, you know, the way I normally travel. You just basically go find a site. This is a 1,000 Trails park. You have to be a 1,000 Trails member to be here. There's a lot of people here. Probably a lot of locals, I would assume. I don't know how that works, but very polite, very nice people. So as far as the sites, you basically just go pick your site. Just go drive. They'll tell you, you know, where you can go look. And we drove.
Do you know what site this is?
6 maybe? Is there a 6 in there somewhere?
86?
I don't know. So
Yeah.
we learned something valuable that we've never really, you know, we should have known. We should have known. The site, before you actually pull in and hook up, check your electric. So I think I'm going to start carrying one of the surge protectors with us, even though we didn't have a problem with the electric on this one. But I'm assuming that if you're going to check one, you might as well check both. Check the water. So we got, as you see, I'm no sweaty. We got leveled, which is sites. All the sites are unlevel. This one's not bad. The front had to come up 5 inches, and the one side had to come up. It was roughly, it depended on where you're parked, it was anywhere from 2 inches to 1 inch, and we stuck with the 1 inch, and the slide took it down to like 3/4 of an inch. So they're 30 amp only, the site that we have. I don't know if they have 50 amps here at all, but she didn't say anything about it. She said you're going to have water, sewer, and electric, and it's going to be 30 amp. Because of having, what are those things called? The micro air soft starts. We're running both rooftop airs on 30 amp. And we do have a fan running. Right now we have the refrigerator on propane, and we have the hot water tank on propane. We will not run the microwave, we will not run the compressor on the refrigerator, we will not run the electric element on the hot water tank while we're doing this, because we're right, I'm sure, at the ragged limit there. But it does seem to be a true 30 amp site, because hence we're running these air conditioners. The problem that we had that I was saying, as far as other than the electric, which is fine, the water. We got all leveled out. We got all set up. I disconnected. I hooked up the plumbing. I hooked up the electric, and then I went to hook up the fresh water. And when I flipped that handle over, I don't even know what to consider that. A dribble?
Yeah.
Just a dribble? So, me knowing how to fix stuff, I seen that the valve looked like it still had room that it could be pulled open. The problem is the over the center latch didn't have enough oomph to stay over center when I pulled that valve up. So with everything disconnected, as far as the water running into the RV and any water hooked up, even for the black tank flush, which I used first, I'll tell you about that in a second. I went ahead and I got my crescent wrench and I loosened the jam nut. I went further down on the valve to where it grabbed it at a lower point, so whenever you lifted it, it pulled it higher. And after a few times and some slide lube being sprayed in there, we got it to open up a lot further, and it's been opened in quite a few years, I'm sure. Because whenever we got it past that point, the water really started coming out, and it was all brown with particles of rust and stuff in it. So now we had to address the problem that, now that the handle's opened all the way, how do we keep it open, because it don't have enough power to pull that valve that far. And what we did is I had a little piece of ratchet strap, and I went ahead and just used the ratchet strap to hold it between the nozzle coming out and of course the handle once it was over center. And I mean, I put a couple good turns on it, and now we have adjusted. I have an adjustable regulator, and it's 40 pounds of pressure in here, so we're good as far as that's concerned. So thank God, that could have been an issue. And I told her, I said, there's no way I'm moving. I mean, I don't care if I have to replumb the whole part.
We're not moving.
So there's something to take away from that. I'm sure a lot of you do. I never thought of it. Most of the campgrounds that we go to, the water's fine, and the electric. So usually the electric's the questionable thing. But just one of those things you may want to, before you climb out or start backing in your truck and getting all level and everything, you may want to just check the water and the electric at each site. So we're here. It's 5 o'clock, so we're going to hang out here until checkout tomorrow, which is, we don't know.
I don't remember what time.
It's kind of crazy. This, like I said, they told us we could check in at 4 on Thousand Trail site, but they said once we got the confirmation that we could check in at 9.
This is funny because now this says check-in and check-out time is noon. Look, right there it says. So we had 9. The website I said 4, and now this says campsite check-in and check-out time is noon.
Okay, so we'll leave here around noon, I guess. Or
Yep.
whatever. All right, so here's the fun part. I've got this head cold thing going on, and it just, I don't know what it is, but I was feeling bad on the drive. My head hurt. It still hurts. So I'm going to relax, make sure the water's all good at all the faucets, and drink some liquid. We're all secure here. And yeah, we'll pick this up later. Maybe we'll show you the park. I don't know. Of course, you saw the drive-in already. It's...
I don't know how much of it because the camera was dead when I took it out.
Yeah, it overheated, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm sure you've seen something. I'm sure something. All right, guys, we'll pick this up later.